Okay, guys, the Kawasaki ZRX 1200R, which this one is here, this is a 2001, my own bike. The upper radiator mounting bolts. Now, I don't have the stock shrouds on this bike. They're aftermarket brackets there, as you can see, and my own titanium made mounting bolts. But for the upper radiator mounting bolt here, it's a very crude offering from Kawasaki, and as you can see, it's just a normal bolt. And I've made titanium ones for this bike, but for my friend in Arash in the US, I thought I would make him a pair of these bolts as well. So I'll just take this stock bolt out, let you see what it's like. So it's just let me see. Right. It's just a wee bolt there that goes through a top hat type spacer and through a rubber grommet, and that goes through a lug at the top of the radiator, and it threads into the frame. So anyway, I'll show you what it's like over here, the ones that I've been making for Arash. So here, as you can see, are those stock bolts there I've taken out. There's one disassembled. It's just a normal M6 bolt with a 10mm hexagon head on there. An M10 head socket would fit it. 10mm socket would fit it, and it just threads through. And I think they're pretty crude. So I have made titanium replacements for those for that bike, and then you know, my friend in America, Arash, has a bike, a very high spec, and he really likes titanium just as much as I do. And so I made these titanium replacements for him. And as you can see, oh, that's the one, that's the one there that I made for my bike, and that's Arash's one. So I'll just you can see that my ones, the drilled holes around there, those are actually key points for a special tool to thread them in. With Arash's ones, I decided to make them even lighter. I drilled it deeper on his than I did on my own, and I drilled the holes right through on his. You know, I'll show you round the back. See, those are drilled right through. Mine's not. So actually his is a bit lighter than mine. The other one's sitting over on the bench there. And then I made this little tool. You need a special little tool for putting them in. And for this particular tool here, normally I would have just soldered 3 pins in there to correspond with these holes in brass. But in this case, I decided to make his a bit more trick and a bit more, a bit stronger than mine. The holes there, the pins are actually, tell you what those pins actually are. Those pins are, those are the shanks of 3 1.5mm drill bits. Bought a packet of 2 packets of these drill bits here. They're 1.5mm. And then what I done with those is I drilled the holes through while I was drilling those ones, I drilled the holes through for those three, and so they're exact match that they will go into these holes. And then what I done was I then re-drilled these holes with 1.6 millimeter drill bits. These are 1.5 millimeter. It was all drilled with 1.5, and then I went back and drilled these holes again with 1.6 millimeter cobalt drill bits. You need those for drilling titanium. You can see the comparison there between a 1.5 millimeter drill bit and a 1.6 millimeter drill bit, and that was so that there wouldn't be any difficulty in locating the pins directly into the location holes. So, you might be wondering, how on earth do you fit the pins into the brass tool that you made there? There they are soldered in with acid core solder, and that is different from the normal everyday resin core solder, which really is only suitable for soldering non-ferrous, like copper and brass, etc., like that, to each other. But it doesn't work if you try and use this type of solder for soldering, steel or stainless steel or any type of metal other than brass. You need a different type of solder. So I used acid core solder, and that was used to solder these pins in. I drilled them right through. You can just see that the end of them there. Oh, hard to focus it. Yeah, there's the end of them. They're soldered through, and then the these little sort of decorative holes there. I then broached hexagon recess there for a 5.5 millimeter Allen key, which is what this is. Look, that just fits in there. Hard doing this here with one hand, but there it is. So let me see if I can do this with one hand. It's a bit, it's easier maybe if I just set it on like that. That's it. Okay, so that goes in like that, right? And then I'll screw it into the bike, and you can see what it's like. Knurl the edge of it there a wee bit there so that it's easy to screw it in, and then you can finish it off with the Allen key. So bear with me. Okay, so it just locates in like that. I would be screwing it in with my hand first, but I'm trying to do all this by one hand. So just get my fingers around. So that's all you do there. And I mean, where the stock ones are like two-piece, like a top hat sort of spacer sleeve type thing, and then the bolt, mine's all one. So there you go. Take that out, and there it is. And look at that compared to the stock one. The light's a bit sort of not very kind to it at the moment, because I'm in a garage here, so but there it is. There it is now. So there they are. That's the, is that the pair of them? No. Right, that's the pair of them now. Goodness sake, they're so similar to mine that you get mixed up. And the thing is that the wee tool, that tool there won't fit mine, you know, because these wee tools are made specific for the bolts. You know, if I make a pair of bolts or 4 bolts, whatever it is, I make the tool at the time, and no matter how much you try and be as accurate as you can't, you know, machining it won't line up with that. So that has its own tool, and these are this is the tool that's needed for it, you know. So that'll go as a kit. And then of course I had also made him these titanium frame plugs as well, you know, which will go into his bike. So tell you what I'm going to do now. This isn't the most, you know, these are only, I have a more accurate scale, weighing scale on order, and which will go, I mean, this will only go sort of, you know, from 1 full gram to another, because it's really just a kitchen scale, you know. But I've ordered another wee one, you know, which is more like a wee jewelry scale, you know, which would be like 1.01 grams, 2.05 grams, whatever it is. This will only go per gram. But just to give you an idea, I'll switch it on here, and we'll sort of weigh the stock ones. There's the stock ones there. So they're both weighing in, according to this scale here, at 28 grams, as you can see there. Right? I'll put our Ashes 2 ones on here, 2 that I made for him. There they both are. 15 grams. So the stock ones are 28 grams, and the pair of mine are 15. So actually, half the weight, that's 14 grams for one, and these 2 titanium ones are 15 grams for the 2. Now, I suppose, like, you know, I mean, when the other set of scales come, you could find that, you know, there mightn't even be 15 grams. There might be 14.6 or 15.1. But anyway, just to show you, they're approximately, the pair of them's approximately the same weight as one stock one. So so there you are. So as I say, and there's 2 of the 1.5 millimeter drill bits that were left over after I soldered them in, and then cut the shanks off them, leaving the shank in there. And as you can see, I've kind of you know, created a tiny little sort of lead in edge to where they would where it would locate into the you know, the holes, to make it easier, you know, for to go together, you know. So so that it would, you know, it's very trying to do that on your own, you know, or with one hand. But that's it, sort of, you know, that's the way it goes together there. See that? And then, as you can see, my one, similar, but they're brass pins, and they would I really need to get a tripod with, that's the way that one goes, you know, that's mine. You know, so the wee pins in that, you know, they don't come the whole way through. And then this one here, they do, which is more trick. There it is. See the difference? I think if I was making mine again, I would use the steel pins or the drill bit shank pins. But anyway, that's the way they go. Just like that. Just like that there. Which one's? Oh, that's the pair there. That's the pair there. So there you are. There you are. And you know what I mean? That's a 5.5. You need a 5.5 mil Allen key for that, or you know, key really. It need to be a long one to get right into where the you know, it's going. And whatever you do, don't lose that tool, because once they're in, you're not getting them out again without it. But there it is anyway. And goodness, that's 1 minute it focuses and the next minute it doesn't. But anyway, look, there it is. That's just a wee selection of bits and bobs, you know. And so anyway, look, that's your stash there, Arash. And they'll be coming over to you. Those frame plugs, they're all titanium, and so are those upper radiator mounting bolts there, and pretty unique. I think it's fair to say, you know, and yours is the only pair like that. Okay, thanks for looking on and showing an interest. Okay, guys, see you later. Bye.